Find out about China, folks. Okay, it's a miserable ass country. Folks, in order to get out of this mess, we've got to start calling their bluffs. Okay, like I said, get crazy on their asses, just like they've done to us. We need to do to them. We need to say, you know what? We're not going to consent. We're not going to conform into your little, elitist, hypocritical system like China or something. Where everybody is completely dirt poor and the government's in control of everything. Okay. I mean, what does it really matter? Here's another word to chew on: privatization. Okay. Imagine that your local water district gets privatized, and the people no longer have any say as to the prices because it's all got to go to the shareholders, kind of like Wall Street. You know, the blood, sweat, and tears production of the labor class goes to these people that are just leeches. They're just mooching off the system. That's what it's all about. What is privatization? If it doesn't benefit everybody, if it doesn't decrease instead of increase the disparity between haves and have-nots, what good is it? Folks, I don't believe in taxation in the sense of I am going to take from you and give to him. I want you to keep what you have, and I want you to have more. That's what I believe in. Okay? That's what I want for myself. That's what I want for my children. And ask yourself, do you want something different than that? So what this requires, I cannot make this clear enough. Okay? It is absolutely imperative to have checks and balances in order to have sound currency. The evidence for unsound currency is inflation. Okay? When the buying value of your currency continues to diminish, and I've watched this my whole life. But if we had silver-backed currency like JFK tried to give us, that wouldn't be the case. But these people don't want the problem solved. If the problems are solved, they'll be rendered irrelevant. Everybody will see right through their hypocritical, duplicitous, elitist scam, and we just won't support them anymore. Okay, let them become beggars. Nobody should build their suits for them. Nobody should build their homes for them. Nobody should cut their grass for them. Okay, nobody should lift a damn finger for these people. Okay, until they straighten out and become civilized human beings. That's why I say, let's open ethics rehabilitation centers. So when we get decent law enforcement finally, decent military, it just starts arresting these people, these top politicians, these lobbyists, these banksters that create the policies, okay, and then the mainstream media who spews out the lies, the rhetoric, okay. Then these people are going to start being arrested, but where do we put them? What do we do with them? Well, we know the prison system really doesn't work, very dysfunctional. I say ethics rehabilitation centers, where they can learn to become human beings. It has nothing to do with religion, but it has to do with ethics, basic moral principles. To do to others as you would like to be treated. It's a no-brainer concept, and it's instinctive in all of us. To deny that is to deny your conscience. And that's why, really, people like myself are best friends. Guys like Alex Jones out there with Infowars.com. Watch him on YouTube. I watch all the time, the Alex Jones channel. But I tell you what, you know something? Because he has a great array of guests, and they're very intelligent, very awake people that he gets on the show. Most all of 95% of the time. And but the point is, folks, is that we really need to wake each other up. We really need to do something to help people to understand how they've been duped and what now to do. Okay, because the main thing you could do is just not consent, not conform. Just realize that you're on the side of right when you're a decent human being. You're not denying your conscience. You're saying, I actually value that because I want to be truly happy, and I see the inextricable interconnectivity of my conscience, of doing what is right, my integrity, okay, my soul, okay, my desire to do good to humanity, goodwill toward men, that whole attitude, that spirit, that philosophy is important to you, and it's important to me, and it's important to, I tried to raise my children like that. It's important to a lot of people, and we all need to stand up and give a damn, because there's people that don't have that ability to stand up and give a damn, and that don't even have free speech. So in the sense of freedom in America, as far as free speech, Second Amendment rights, I support it. We've got some good constitutional guarantees, but we have to remember, first and foremost, those come from above. That you're born a native into a land. If you're born in America, you're a Native American, yeah, whatever land you're born into. And you have certain God-given rights. These are inextricable rights, inalienable rights that we have to seek happiness, to truly be happy. And no man has a right to interfere. And I will debate anybody on that subject. Who has a right? I mean, why should any of us compromise our ideals for any man? No, we shouldn't. If we're going to be true to ourselves and honor God and be true to our conscience, then we are going to seek true happiness, and we are going to give a damn about our conscience, about other people's conscience. So back to being a friend. I'm a friend of these wicked people. I'm trying to save them from a pit of hell that's going to last a long time. Okay, it's going to be awful painful. Can you imagine being in a place where it's run by guys like Dick Cheney and Bill Clinton, or their ilk? I mean, these people are going to be so miserable when there's no more innocent victims out there, no more gullible, deceived, confused population out there to serve them hand and foot. Okay, they're going to be, and you don't want to go to that place. So you've got to turn away from this established system, this beast system, where we've all been just corrupted by the love of money. I mean, what they've done, I mean, we all love to survive, so they've got us associating those two things together. The love of survival and the love of money. I mean, this is terrible what they've done to us. Look what they've done to us. They've caused, like Jesus predicted, the love of most or many would wax cold at this period in history. And this is exactly what's happened, folks, is that, you know what? There's just a terrible sense out there that, you know what, who appreciates me anymore? I know I could be replaced at the drop of the hat. That's what these people have done to us. Instead of having prosperity as a rising tide, where we're all richer and richer every day, more and more secure, because we produce more than we consume. We supply more than we demand. All along we've been doing this. As automation and technology, mechanization, industrialization has increased, we could have a situation where rising prosperity for everybody, concurrently with a continually reduced work week, because there's less and less need for labor as we have robotics and whatnot taking the place of labor. Why does that have to be a bad thing? It doesn't. They've made it a bad thing. These people are liars and deceivers. They are the epitome of a spirit of Satan. They exemplify that spirit in their behavior, in their actions, in their thinking, in their spirit. And we can't let these people get the better of us. But so far they are. Now things are going to turn around, and they are turning around, I believe, on a very tangible level. And at this point in history, knowledge and wisdom has reached this crescendo where there's going to be a critical mass of people that really do get it and really say, you know what? I don't care about this temporary existence. You know what? They could kill me today. I'm not going to conform. Whatever they need to do, you know what? Let them come into. But if we do it in unison, it's going to make it's foreboding for them to even start trying to take people's guns, because they're so paranoid. They've got a terribly guilty conscience. That's why we're getting all the physical tyranny with the TSA and the Homeland Security, all this crap, because they have a terribly guilty conscience, as they should. They know the vast majority of people don't want to go along with this. Back in '08, we wanted these banksters that have overextended themselves to fall on their faces and bust their metaphorical teeth out. And we don't want war in Syria. We know that this was a self-inflicted wound. It's come out all over the place, okay? And that this is a scam. It's another false flag operation. This goes back to framing up an individual for something they didn't do. Okay, they're very wicked people, folks. They hire mercenaries, and once they hire another mercenary to kill that mercenary, they think there's any chance the guy might get a conscience and spill the beans. You see how this works? And we can't use their same weaponry, but we can use knowledge and wisdom and truth, accurate information, accurate education, valuable education. That's what we have to offer. Well, I need to sum up this video and just say that these people at the very top, the top money lovers, the top evildoers, okay, these elitists, these hypocrites at the very top, these illegitimate, cruel, merciless overlords, okay, these people, okay, whoever they are, I mean, we know some of them by name. I can't go into it. It's a long list, but you know the ones. If you research it, it's not that hard to find. But these people at the very top and their minions below them want a society like they have. They've got us where they want us right now, in a state of chronic, acute, perpetual fear. And they would like to keep us here forever. And they just wine and dine in their ivory towers, creating one war after another to keep a critical mass of people happy in the stock market and whatnot, because of course there's profit in using the machine. You know, if you don't use the weapons of war, you can't make new ones, and of course this creates jobs. This is their logic and rationale, that at least they're creating jobs. I mean, these people are a miserable gaggle of thugs, murderers and thugs, okay? And we want nothing to do with them. Okay, you notice that when I make videos, I'm not harping on the police so much, and I do not approve of police brutality. Respect the Constitution, respect another person's dignity, and do the right thing. And, you know, give people the same rights that you would have as a police officer. And the military, the same thing. Just remember what happened in Germany. Don't do illegal, unconstitutional orders, okay? Because no matter what says, God is the ultimate judge. And the courts, remember how people can go to jail and even be executed sometimes for war crimes. So if you've got an illegal order and you don't feel right about it in your gut, don't do it. That is the right thing to do. That is the patriotic thing to do. Be a proper representative of the American people. And you say you're Christians, well, act like Christians. Be merciful, okay? Show restraint, okay? And just... Okay, these people love us in this state, and the only way that we can get out of this state of fear is through understanding sound currency. And that has to be our demand in unison, is that we know what it takes, checks and balances, to hold people's feet to the fire when they manipulate markets, when they collude, when they fix prices that benefits, I don't care if it's half the population, okay, but hurts the other half, then we cannot stand for it. Okay, we have to say no. We want to hold their feet to the fire for manipulating the markets and causing this disparity between haves and have-nots that continues to grow. Okay, I just want the have-nots to be haves. I don't want the haves to be have-nots. You understand, folks? That's why I'm opposed to burdensome taxation of any sort. Okay, and I don't see what anything I'm saying, how it's unreasonable in any way. That I just want checks and balances. I want rules and regulations that benefit everybody, not some. Okay, and the way to do that is with wages, with having round table discussions about the cost of living, okay, and how this benefits some and hurts others. We don't hear any of that rhetoric. Very little about what it would take to really understand this issue. Notice the mainstream media never talks about sound and unsound currency. Is it because they're all complete idiots? No. But they just spew the rhetoric they're handed. Okay, they go out on a report. This is a report I want you to do, you know. And they have a very subtle, sublime way of slanting a subject. You know, the things they decide to report, the things they don't report. They always have to bear in mind who is sponsoring them. So when they do a report on these drugs, these SSRIs, they got to remember those drug companies are paying their checks. Okay, that's their meal ticket. Okay, and the same with how much money is spent on these political campaigns. Okay, millions upon millions. Basically, these high offices like the presidency go to the highest bidder. Okay, this is completely shot. The whole country is shot, and it needs to be taken over by the decent, the righteous people, and that's what's coming up. Because God's hand is in this mix too. He sees everything that's going on. We can't use their weapons like lying and deceiving and you know, using oppression on them. And the violence has to be strictly defensive violence. Okay, you have a right to defend the weak and vulnerable and self-defense and all that. But you know, that should be a last resort. We should behave like God, and God is very restrained. We need to first of all try to get through to these people, understand that we love you. Okay, Jesus said, love your enemy. He wouldn't have said it to no avail. If it wasn't possible, Jesus wouldn't have said it. So we all have to remember, we all are going to be held to account someday, because these people just need to stop being evil. You're their best friend by telling them to stop being evil, repent or perish. You're going to live in hell. So anyhow, I'll end it right there, and Have a great day, and I guess we'll talk to you again sometime, I hope.